On May 15, 2019, around 6 p.m., 41-year-old high school teacher Kameela Russell pulled her black Audi into the driveway of her Aunt Donna's home located in Miami Gardens, Florida. Kameela was a mom of 2 daughters, and one of them, the youngest, age 6, had gymnastics class that evening. As per usual, Kameela was there to pick her up and take her to class. Her Aunt Donna noticed her car pull up, so she readied her niece before sending her outside. Once the little girl was ready, Aunt Donna noticed Kameela's car was gone. She called and texted her several times because it wasn't like Kameela to leave without saying anything, especially since her youngest had to be to class by 6:30 p.m. As it got later, calls continued to go unanswered. Her aunt decided to call the police and report Kameela missing. Shortly after, Kameela's smiling face began to be plastered on the local news station as a missing person, tips poured in from anonymous sources. The name of an unlikely suspect was given each time: Ernest Roberts. See, Ernest Roberts was a 39-year-old assistant principal at Miami Norland Senior High School, the same school Kameela worked at just 7 months earlier before he was transferred to another school called Linda Linton K-8 Center. Ernest and Kameela were childhood friends. He was actually the godfather of both of her children. Ernest did not have a criminal record and appeared to be an upstanding member in his community, so the search for Kameela continued. On May 20th, 5 days after Kameela went missing, the detective received a call from one of Ernest's co-workers at Linda Linton K-8 Center. The man said that at about 8:30 a.m. that morning, he answered a phone call from Ernest. Ernest told him to retrieve a handwritten note from a file cabinet in one of the conference rooms at the school. The note read, "Do you know anyone that can chop up a car? If so, or make it disappear, take these keys. It's behind the Speedway racetrack on 441 by County Line. Friends are gone and need it to disappear. If not, leave it, and I'll work it out later. Throw this note away." Along with the note was a set of keys for an Audi. The coworker said that he became suspicious after reading the note and seeing the car keys because he remembered there was a missing teacher from a nearby school that drove the same type of car. The coworker also told the detective about a call he received on the same day Kameela went missing, May 15th. He said Ernest told him that someone broke into his mom's home, so he beat the intruder with a baseball bat. He then insisted on meeting with the coworker in person to give more details. Once they met up, he went on to say that he wound up beating the man to death, wrapped him up in the tarp, and dragged him out of the house. He was concerned, though, because there was a trail of blood, and asked his coworker how to clean it up. The coworker said that he told him to use bleach, but didn't really think he was serious about the incident. The detectives then had the coworker call Ernest in their presence so that they can confirm that he wrote the note and knew the location of the vehicle, in which he did. The detectives went to the Speedway gas station and found a black Audi parked in the back. They ran the plates and confirmed it belonged to Kameela Russell. On the same day, the investigators secured a warrant to search Ernest's home, which was located on the same road as Kameela's Aunt Donna's home. As they entered the home, they spotted what appeared to be blood drops at the front entrance. Investigators continued to find evidence of blood throughout the home, including the master bedroom, in efforts to clean it up. They did not find anything that appeared to belong to Kameela, but did collect blood samples to later test for a DNA match. On May 25th, 10 days after Kameela went missing, a young boy found a body floating in a canal a block away from Kameela's car was last spotted at her aunt's home. It was the decomposing body of an unknown woman wrapped in a tarp. The woman suffered blunt force trauma to both sides of her head. A day later, DNA confirmed that the body was identified as 41-year-old dedicated teacher and doting mother Kameela Russell. The manner of death was obviously classified as homicide. The blood samples obtained from her friend Ernest's home also were proved to belong to Kameela. During the earlier search of Ernest's home, police were able to confiscate his security system. They found out that on the day Kameela went missing, he arrived at his home a little after 5 p.m. The cameras were then cut off about 40 minutes later. They were not cut back on until 2 days later. However, his neighbor's security cameras were still recording. Their cameras also confirmed that he arrived home alone a little after 5 p.m. It captures him going in and out of his home right before a black Audi pulls into the driveway at 6:03 p.m. A woman gets out and walks inside. She's wearing the same thing Kameela was reported to be wearing when she went to work that day. According to the phone records, the pair were exchanging phone calls between 6:01 and 6:03 p.m. It is likely that Kameela pulled up to her Aunt Donna's home at 6, got a call from Ernest, then drove over to his home, which was located on the same road as her aunt's, and had every intention of coming right back. But she did not. At 6:54 p.m., 51 minutes after she went into Ernest's home, the neighbor's camera showed Ernest getting into Kameela's car and backing it in with the trunk toward the door. He is then seen going back and forth to the trunk as if he's putting some things inside. At 7:10 p.m., he gets back into the car and drives away. Later, the camera captures him walking back to his home in the rain. Based on the phone records and security camera, the last person to see and talk to Kameela was Ernest Roberts, her childhood friend, co-worker, and godfather to her children. On June 14, 2019, Ernest Roberts was arrested and charged with the first-degree murder of Kameela Russell. Unfortunately, justice for Kameela has been prolonged because he has yet to be judged by a jury of his peers. Thankfully, even though he has pleaded not guilty, he is still incarcerated since his arrest in 2019. Prosecutors are seeking the death penalty. Now, there's one question on everyone's mind. Why? What was his motive? Ernest had a prominent career as an assistant principal and worked in the school board system for 15 years. He was an attractive man with ambition. So what made him so upset that he would risk his livelihood and freedom by taking this woman's life? Some people speculated that they were having an affair and she was possibly threatening to expose him to his wife. Police acknowledged that he was married, but did not disclose any notions of an affair to the public. There was a report that indicated Ernest lived alone. Were he and his wife separated and in the process of reconciling, but he knew that if Kameela told his wife about the affair, that she would officially divorce him? Did he kill her to keep her quiet? There were people on Facebook at the time saying that either they attended or worked at the school and knew that the two were messing around, which makes me wonder if that's why he was transferred to another school 7 months prior to her disappearance. Unfortunately, it looks like we won't get the answer to that burning question until the trial. Dating a married man or not, Kameela did not deserve to die. She was loved by so many, especially her 2 young daughters. Now they are growing up knowing that the man they trusted is likely the man that took their mom away from them. I'm praying for strength for her daughters, her family, and the community of people that were touched by her acts of kindness and love for her students. I'm keeping an eye out on this case and will report back with the conviction. It looks like his next court date will be in January 2024. As always, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy hearing about these stories and learning ways to keep yourself and loved ones safe, please like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, be aware, be safe out there.